A few responses to comments. Ftumstuk says that I'd have thought that the penalty received should depend on the severity of the incidents in question. This is about Christina Rees. Without access to the details, I can't see how it's possible to judge whether or not a slap on the wrist wasn't appropriate in this instance. Well, I think if somebody has been involved in bullying, and if somebody is elected to Parliament and is therefore an icon of probity, an icon of an example to the rest of the country about how to behave, then we should expect a great deal from them. I'm not of the opinion that Priti Patel should have been given a slap on the wrist and then allowed to continue in office. And I'm not of the opinion that Dominic Raab should have been allowed even to continue to sit in Parliament. And similarly, Christina Rees, I don't know what the details were, but the fact that she apologised suggests that she had something to apologise for. The fact that the investigation took 15 months suggests that there was a need to go through the details. And the fact that somebody has now resigned from the Labour Party in frustration about this, and somebody who seems to know what they're talking about, suggests again that there is some substance to the allegations that were made. So, yes, we don't know the details, but maybe we should. These people are public figures, and therefore there should be a public record of what they have done, and what they have done which is considered faulty. It's not a matter of somebody being tidied away in the back hole. And as for the back hole, if somebody has made an allegation, like, for example, Henry Staunton, and then he is named and shamed in the House of Commons by a person who is using the impunity of the dispatch box, who is able to call somebody else a liar and get away with it. You're not allowed to call another member of the House of Commons a liar, but you're allowed to call other people who work for you liars. And they have no way to answer back, because if they do, they can be sued for defamation or libel. I think that is bullying, is it not? And I find it extraordinary that this man only learnt that he'd been sacked after listening to Sky. He only learnt about it by hearsay, and then he called up and he got sacked on the telephone, effectively, after the event. That's not the way to behave. And equally, to bring up other issues to justify that in the House of Commons is not the way to behave. I think much more needs to be said, and I hope this comes up tomorrow in question time. As for my getting names wrong, I'm sorry. I had quite a lot of teaching to do today, and I was slotting in videos between lessons. And yes, I was having difficulty with sound and with vision. For some reason, the system that I use has played up, and I don't understand why. I haven't changed any of the settings, and something's just gone radically wrong, both with the visuals and with the sound. And I've tried to put it right, and I've contacted the people who manage the software, and I hope I'll be up and functioning properly by tomorrow. But it's it's a little bit disturbing. Maybe I shouldn't be advertising eCam, but I was advised they were the best, and so I'm slightly shocked to suddenly have this problem. And thank you for mentioning it. As I say, I really don't look at the videos I put out after I've done them. I know that what I've said is reasonable. I think, I hope. And sometimes, of course, it's easy to get distracted if there's a lot of things going on. At the same time as teaching, yeah, I'm also trying to get some animation done and some bits and pieces, and I am struggling with with serious pain. Actually, my arm hurts me a lot, and maybe again I should question why people are allowed to bicycle down quite narrow footpaths and and push people out of the way with impunity. With impunity, nobody stops to see why you're suddenly slipping down the grassy bank, grassy knoll. But yeah, I'm in pain, and and I thought a lot of this was just repetitive strain injury, and arthritis or whatever. But I think the majority is the shock of having been pushed over. So sorry about all that. Apologies if I'm confusing names, and I certainly read the comments. I tend not to look at the videos after they've gone up, so I'm very grateful to you for calling out sound problems, and I hope to have that all sorted out in the next few days. And please bear with me, and I will try and keep up some things. There's a number of subjects I want to cover that I would have covered today that I just haven't had time to because I've been fiddling around trying to get the systems to work. And so I will deal with these tomorrow. But there's yeah, I want to have a look at Infosys at some point, and I did some work on this a while ago for somebody else, so that's a subject that interests me. And also the issue of the by-elections. There's so many of them coming up. It's important to analyse them as much as possible, and indeed the whole issue of economics at the moment. We are in a sort of mess, and that again needs some examination, but it needs a bit of time. And I occasionally scribble things for other people, and so I've looked at some of these things, but I'm not sure that it's possible necessarily to say the same things on here. But so if you see something that or if you notice something that I'm not covering, it doesn't automatically mean I'm not covering it. It just means I'm not doing it here, and I may still have something to say about it. And if you want me to say something, just flag it up, and I will happily reply and respond. So please do keep the comments coming in. The comments are very, very valuable and much appreciated. Even if I don't agree with them, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And if somebody wants to be vaguely abusive, they can be. Just vent. You've got to vent somewhere, haven't you, really? As Frankie Howard would say, oh, it's really necessary. You've got to do it, madam. Got to do it. Ah! There you are. And if not, if you just find it funny, again, as Frankie Howard would say, get your titters out. And only one thing I want you to do, and that's laugh. And please do. Please do. Not everything should be serious. And even the most serious things, we should be able to find funny. And yeah, I have a hoot sometimes thinking about Mr. Putin, and how utterly crazy he is. But it doesn't mean in any way that I don't also find him terrifying and worrying, and I'm shocked at the things which are happening in Russia. Utterly shocked. But similarly, the fact that I find Matt Hancock, the fact that I find Rishi Sunak figures of fun, and indeed some other people in the British government, or no longer in the British government, it doesn't mean that I don't also take it seriously. I take it very seriously, seriously enough to find time to poke fun at them.